we are sold out here in Pittsburgh for the return of the Blue Brand. This is Smackdown Live. And we are kicking off this week's episode of Smackdown Live with the new General Manager, Captain Charisma, Christian. It was Shane McMahon who made it official that Edge would be the General Manager of Raw and Christian would steer the ship of Smackdown Live. Two best friends now competing against each other for rival brands. And if you did not catch the first episode of Raw, you can do so via the link in the description box below. Our new General Manager just drinking in the atmosphere, and he's right to do so. It is electric here in Pittsburgh for our return episode of Smackdown Live. And we all cannot wait to hear the plans that Christian has for the Blue Brand. We saw this past Monday what Edge had prepared for the Edgeheads. Now we get to see what Christian has prepared for the peeps. And don't forget, if you have not done so already, make sure you are subscribed to my YouTube channel with the notification bell turned on to stay up to date with all things Universe Mode. And the crowd showing their appreciation for our new General Manager. Tough love indeed. Braun Strowman suspended for 90 days unpaid for his actions at the Royal Rumble. Christian laying down the law. Strowman is out. And a golden opportunity for Chad Gable in our main event tonight. He will challenge for the World Heavyweight Championship against the leader of the New World Order, Drew McIntyre. And next week, it's the return of the 619. Use it in the comment section below. Rey Mysterio returns to in-ring action next week on Smackdown Live. Welcome back. And a limo has just arrived in the parking lot. And who is that? Oh my! The $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase. What's he doing here? Oh boy! The dream begins. One of the hottest signings of the draft, the Velveteen Dream.
And his opponent, from Capitol Hill, Washington, D.C., weighing in at 227 pounds, Velveteen Dream.
It was highly contested. Both brands wanted him, but only one came out on top. Christian getting the job done, bringing the Velveteen Dream to the Blue Brand. And he is now exclusive to Smackdown Live. And tonight, it's his in-ring debut against Zack Ryder. Cocky, arrogant, self-obsessed, self-assured. He is all of those things and more. But the Velveteen Dream backs it up. And some believe that the Dream is the future of this business. And it was shrewd business from Christian to get the Velveteen Dream here. Listen to this crowd. This man divides opinions. You either like him or you loathe him. But one thing is for sure, you're gonna watch him. Look at this guy. The Dream has arrived on Smackdown Live, and the Dream begins against Zack Ryder, and we are just moments away from our first contest here on the returning Blue brand. I can't wait for this. Velveteen Dream versus Zack Ryder. And the referee signals for the bell. And the Dream just taunts Zack Ryder. Crowd getting behind Ryder initially, but the Dream one step ahead. And a kick to the back. And it's a strong start for the Velveteen Dream. Shot to the midsection, followed by another. And a boot to the face by Zack Ryder. Forearm. Oh, but the Dream again sidesteps the offense and dumps Zack Ryder on his back. Well, it seems Ted DiBiase has an interest in the debut of the Velveteen Dream. Watching from the entrance ramp. And the Dream is putting on a great display thus far, nullifying any sort of offense from Zack Ryder. And in clear control, drives the knee into the back. Picking up Zack Ryder. Now sends Ryder off the ropes, ducks underneath, leapfrog over the top, and a spine buster. 1, 2, and Ryder gets the shoulder up, but he won't be able to keep taking this sort of offense. It's relentless thus far. And the crowd here in Pittsburgh trying to get behind Zack Ryder. As the Dream springs off the middle rope, cross body. And the $1 Million Man enjoying what he's seen. Have he seen enough? What was that all about? So the $1 Million Man has seen enough of the Velveteen Dream and his debut, as the Dream continues the offense against Zack Ryder, calling Ryder up to his feet and almost punishing Zack Ryder right now. Looking for a third. Ryder slow to get to his feet, but Ryder ducks underneath and snaps over the Dream, elbow to the back of the head. And this could be the opportunity that Zack Ryder has been waiting for. Ryder, face buster. And that will rearrange the looks of the Dream. Ryder, big drop kick. 1. Just a 1 count. Ryder needs to stay on top, but the Dream back up and block that shot and rattled Zack Ryder with a forearm and then hangs Ryder across the top rope. And that offense didn't last long. Ryder now up to a knee, now back up to an aerial base, only to get clubbed down with a double axe handle. And now the Dream drags Zack Ryder to the corner. Ryder looks hurt and oh no. Cartwheel, Death Valley driver. And if you've seen the Dream perform down on NXT, you will know what is coming. Purple Rainmaker. 1, 2, 3. A dream start for the Velveteen Dream here on Smackdown Live. And this, the Purple Rainmaker, the elbow drop from the top rope, securing the victory for the Dream.
Here is your winner, Velveteen Dream.
Certainly one to watch, and that was backed up by the viewing of the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase. What was that all about? We'll have to wait and find out. But the Velveteen Dream victorious in his debut. The Dream continues. He almost outsmarted 29 other superstars at the Royal Rumble, but became undone by the King of Strong Style, Shinsuke Nakamura. Chris Jericho is set for singles action next. Welcome back to Smackdown Live, and the Alpha Club is here. Chris Jericho is here. The man who had the master plan at the Royal Rumble and just came up a little bit short.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. And from Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada, weighing in at 227 pounds, Chris Jericho.
Now I'm sure Chris Jericho does not need me reminding him how close he came to winning the Royal Rumble. But let's talk about it. Jericho rolled to the outside early and simply waited it out. He saw the likes of Lars Sullivan, Bray Wyatt, Seth Rollins, Baron Corbin, Kane, the Big Dog, Roman Reigns, all be eliminated, and then snuck back in to try and take out Shinsuke Nakamura. But it was at that point that the plan went terribly wrong. And Jericho tonight looks to get back to winning ways. But that's not gonna be easy.
And from Cincinnati, Ohio, weighing in at 225 pounds, Dean Ambrose.
The unhinged Dean Ambrose returns to the ring tonight. After being out for months on the sidelines, he's finally back. And Ambrose won't care about the misfortune that Jericho had at the Rumble. Ambrose will be looking to dust it up and fight it out here on Smackdown Live. Exciting to have Dean Ambrose back. Another pick from Christian as part of the draft. And Ambrose separated from his Shield brothers, Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns. And here we go. Dean Ambrose explodes out the corner. He's been waiting to get back into the squared circle for some time. And you could see that with the way he started this match. Not afraid to mix it up with Chris Jericho. Jericho with a chop to the chest. Ambrose puts the brakes on. A forearm shot. Running bulldog by Ambrose. And Jericho would be wise to not stand and exchange with the unhinged Dean Ambrose. On the edge at all times is Jericho with a shot to the midsection. Now drags Ambrose to the corner. I got to catch up briefly with Ambrose. Very difficult to really pin down Dean Ambrose. But he said he's excited for the future. Him now on his own. I'm excited to see where Dean Ambrose goes to. But Jericho unloading in the corner. These two just back and forth. Ambrose had enough of that. And a bulldog from the second rope. Pin. 1. Just a 1 count for the unhinged Ambrose. Kick to the back. It says get up to Jericho. Nowhere to hide tonight for Chris Jericho. He won't be able to duck out like he did at the Rumble. But Jericho, a wily veteran of the ring, very smart, very calculated. An elbow to the back of the neck. Takes up Ambrose, but Ambrose with a knee to the head, caught Jericho out, boot to the midsection, and a knee lift to the chest. And Jericho down again, and quite a mixed reaction again here this evening for both men. Power bomb, float over and bridge. 1, 2. Jericho kicks out. Most of the fans on the side of Ambrose, but there are the old school Jericho fans in the building here in Pittsburgh too, as Ambrose is perched on that second rope, and the drop kick caught Jericho flush. And Dean Ambrose not allowing Jericho any respite. Smart thing to do, ducks underneath. But Jericho, arm drag takedown. And Jericho, now with a bridge of his own. 1. Ambrose, shoulder up. Elbow to the chest by Jericho. And that's Jericho telling Dean Ambrose to get up. And Dean Ambrose replies with a leg sweep. Oh, right to the eye by Chris Jericho, using every trick in the book. But it may take more than that. And now Jericho, reverting to what he did at the Rumble, bailing out. Jericho on the apron. And Ambrose knows too well what Jericho is up to. And Jericho bought himself some time. Now perched on the top rope, calling up Dean Ambrose. Ambrose up. And Jericho, telegraphed that. And Ambrose, plants Chris Jericho head first. Pin. 1, 2. A 2 count. Dean Ambrose coming very close to putting Chris Jericho away. And now Ambrose drags Jericho across the ring. And Jericho, Jericho ends up where he spent most of the Royal Rumble, hiding on the outside of the ring. But this time, Dean Ambrose has come with him. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. And Ambrose, this is the unhinged side of Dean Ambrose. Dishing it out wherever we are, in the arena, in the ring, on the outside, in the crowd, you name it, Ambrose will be willing to fight. But Jericho, smart, very smart again from Chris Jericho. And now Jericho going for a surfboard from Chris Jericho, and the referee asking the question. And Ambrose powered his way out, broke free of Chris Jericho, and a backbreaker. Ambrose went for the jab, but Jericho First to the punch, now chops from Chris Jericho. And these two stand and exchange. I don't think that's wise for Chris Jericho. And it's Dean Ambrose who's getting the better of it, jabbing back Jericho to the corner. And now begins to unload. But Jericho fights back once again. Look at the chest of Chris Jericho. Crimson red. Jericho, clothesline, bulldog of his own. And Jericho, lion salt. 1, 2, Ambrose gets the shoulder up.
Come on, baby!
Oh, but Jericho now feeling it's time to put Dean Ambrose away. Looking for the, he was going for the code breaker, but Dean Ambrose got out the way. Mistake from Jericho. Dirty deeds. 1, 2, 3, and Dean Ambrose scores the victory over Chris Jericho. A back and forth contest between these two. Jericho with a beautiful lion salt, but it was the dirty deeds that would get the job done for Dean Ambrose. 1, 2, 3.
Here is your winner, Dean Ambrose.
A return and a victory for the unhinged Dean Ambrose here on Smackdown Live. No, wait a minute. Oh! Who the hell is that? Who is that? Trying to get a better look. Wait just a minute. Is that Eric Young? Oh, well, Eric Young. No. Oh. What is the purpose in this? Eric Young, who looks like he hasn't had a wash in about 6 months, attacking Dean Ambrose. Or maybe Dean Ambrose has just met someone more unhinged than him. What is Eric Young doing now? Where is Eric Young taking Dean Ambrose? He just threw Ambrose over the barricade, and this does not look good. Knee to the midsection. And Eric Young forcing back Dean Ambrose, who has just been in a grueling contest with Chris Jericho. Been jabbed in the gut with a chair, face first into a chair. No, Dean Ambrose fights back. Oh no, 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 Good God. This is sickening. The crunch of Dean Ambrose's body being broken through a table by Eric Young. Eric Young is nuts. Another of the big picks from Christian in the draft, securing the Tag Team Championship, and the Kings of Wrestling will defend their championship next week on Smackdown Live. But still to come tonight, Chad Gable gets his golden opportunity, a shot at the World Heavyweight Champion Drew McIntyre, and it's next. Well, there is Shane McMahon, the man who chose to shuffle the deck here in the WWE, and I'm sure he was very happy with the decision that Christian made to suspend the monster among men, Braun Strowman.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. and is for the World Heavyweight Championship.
So here we go, main event time, and Chad Gable gets the opportunity which he has earned. Chad Gable and Jason Jordan tore the house down in their 2 out of 3 falls match at the Royal Rumble, and it was Chad Gable who was victorious, and I believe that is why Christian has given Gable this opportunity on our first episode of Smackdown Live. Can you imagine the scenes if Chad Gable was able to win the World Heavyweight Championship tonight? But if he is to do so, he will have to wrestle the World Heavyweight Championship away from the leader of the New World Order, Drew McIntyre. And Drew McIntyre barely escaped with the World Championship at the Royal Rumble, resorting to clobbering our official on the night and getting himself disqualified to retain the championship. Not exactly the traits of a fighting world champion. And I guess the announcement earlier this evening that Braun Strowman has been suspended for 90 days, unpaid, for striking Shane McMahon at the Royal Rumble will be music to the ears of the New World Order. We know that Drew McIntyre, Scott Hall and Kevin Nash have been on the warpath with the monster among men, and McIntyre, as much as he tries to avoid Strowman, has come unstuck. At the Rumble, I believe we would have had a new world champion if McIntyre had not resorted to those cheap tactics.
Introducing the challenger from Minneapolis, Minnesota, weighing in at 202 pounds, Chad Gable. Introducing the champion from Ayr, Scotland, weighing in at 254 pounds, he is the World Heavyweight Champion, Drew McIntyre.
So that's what it's all about. Unfortunately, the despicable act to the World Championship, the spray paint of the New World Order. But nevertheless, that could all change tonight. Chad Gable quickly out the corner. Gable! 1, 2, oh! Goodness me. Chad Gable nearly sprung the surprise on Drew McIntyre. That has woken up the world champion. The arrogance gone and the aggression kicks in. But Gable, using his speed, kick to the midsection, sends McIntyre into the corner. Missed the splash with Chad Gable, elbow to the back of the head, and a headbutt by Drew McIntyre. And you see the size difference between these two, and that could become a factor. The power and the aggression clearly in the corner and in the favour of Drew McIntyre. And a gut-wrench suplex by McIntyre And if McIntyre can get past Gable tonight, things could look pretty good for the NWO. No Braun Strowman stalking their every move. As Gable sends McIntyre off the ropes. Leapfrog over the top. Great agility by Chad Gable. And an arm drag. Takedown to the champ. Stomping in the back. And a leg drop. And that's what Gable is going to have to do. Keep the pressure on Drew McIntyre. Just as he did at the Royal Rumble. Winning that 2 out of 3 falls match. A great match. Well, McIntyre fights back and a big boot cuts down Chad Gable. My goodness. And that hurt. Gable crawling to the corner, but there is no escape of the offense. Driving the knee into the face. Nasty, aggressive is our world champion. And it's nice to see our world champion actually on our show. Unlike Brock Lesnar on Monday Night Raw. But Gable again. Oh! Drew McIntyre, not once, but twice now, has become dangerously close to losing the World Championship. And Gable using that agility, but this time McIntyre aware of it. Will Chad Gable seize the opportunity? Not if Drew McIntyre has anything to do with it, but Gable, the Terrier, fighting. And a German suplex. 1, 2, and McIntyre again. And you've got to say that it's been Chad Gable thus far who's had the better opportunities at wrapping this thing up. But now McIntyre picks up Gable and dumps him face first into the mat, and the first pin by the champion. 1, 2. Now it's Gable who gets the shoulder up, and Drew McIntyre infuriated, arguing with our official, not sure why. Perfectly good count. Starts to complain. Does Drew McIntyre? Nothing to complain about there. That powerbomb, perfectly executed. And now McIntyre establishing himself now as the champion. Unloading on Gable, takes Gable up. Gable kicks his way free. Forearm shot. And Gable looking for a submission here. Possibly. Turns back into, oh! Snapped the shoulder. And Gable again quickly, not resting at all. And a splash from the second rope. Whenever Gable gets the opportunity to throw out some offense, he really does. 1, 2. Oh, and again the world champion under pressure. Constant pressure by Chad Gable. And Gable, well, some would say he has nothing to lose tonight and all to gain. Whereas Drew McIntyre is the complete opposite. He has it all to lose. And McIntyre, clubbing shot to the back, followed by a second. Now a German suplex of his own. That hurt Chad Gable. And the pace beginning to slow as Drew McIntyre gains more control, and this is the sort of pace that McIntyre will be looking for. But Gable again, just scratching and clawing his way out of the clutches of Drew McIntyre. Now, oh, McIntyre. Oh no, no. Oh, back first, the upper back of Chad Gable crashing off the barrier, and McIntyre The referee being lenient here, and I'm glad he is, because I don't want to see this match end like it did at the Rumble. 1, 2. Gable gets the shoulder up. I want this match to finish with a pinfall or a submission. Not a count out, not a disqualification. McIntyre now, since that offense on the outside of the ring, he's been in control. And the challenger is beginning to buckle. Picks up Gable, drives him down. And the leader of the New World Order sending a message to the fans. He feels like he's in control, but he may have just spoke too soon. Gable fights back, snaps over McIntyre, elbow to the head. And Gable still with fight in him, lining up McIntyre. And the arm toss. McIntyre kind of clattered into the ropes, an awkward landing, and Gable, he heads up to the top rope. What's he looking for here? Oh! Hurricane Rana by Chad Gable. And now, Chad Gable heads up, elbow right into the chest. 1, 2. Oh! McIntyre kicks out, but how much more? Gable feeding off of the fans here in Pittsburgh. Clothesline, ducks underneath, hits the ropes. Gable again. And McIntyre, the world champion, is reeling. Here comes Gable. Oh! Caught him with that wheel kick. 1, 2. And McIntyre, desperate, shoulder up. But Chad Gable, so close to fulfilling his dream of becoming world champion. But no, McIntyre, oh no, future shock DDT. 1, 2, 3. Drew McIntyre retains. It was a hard-fought contest. Chad Gable gave it his all. Many near falls for Gable. He was certainly ready, willing, and Gable, as you see right here, McIntyre just gets the shoulder up. But it was the future shock DDT which would secure the win for Drew McIntyre. No, McIntyre just dumped the belt down in the middle of the ring, and oh no, he's not finished. McIntyre may be looking to make an example out of Chad Gable. Oh God. Oh, we need to get some officials out here now to stop this. Oh my God. Oh my God. The monster among men, Braun Strowman, is here. He's supposed to be suspended, but instead he's on his way. Oh! Scott Hall and Kevin Nash ambush the monster. And now Scott Hall and Kevin Nash going to work on Braun Strowman. Suspended for 90 days, but still here, and oh my God. Strowman's head just bounced off the steps. A jackknife powerbomb by Kevin Nash, and now sends a beaten down Braun Strowman. And look, Drew McIntyre, steel chair in hand. And the New World Order may look to put Braun Strowman out indefinitely by themselves. Oh, future shock DDT on the steel chair. Strowman not supposed to be here. He may regret coming to attack the New World Order. Oh no, no. Drew, enough's enough. Enough's enough. No. Oh! Oh my God. Suspended or not, Strowman may have just been put out by the New World Order. We need some medics out here. Good God. Somebody, come on.